Hi, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm obsessed with the 90s. If you didn't know, check out some of my thrifts and runways. You know, you'll definitely see a love there for the fashions. But anyways, we're gonna be doing this 90s makeup look. It's very glam, and it's just kind of my go-to when I do want this type of vibe. So, well, let's not waste any more time and let's get right into it, girl, shall we? I'm so sad I just broke my sun that I got in Peru. That's what I get for trying to move all quick. I'm trying to get this done. Just breathe, just breathe. I was like already starting my face and stuff from earlier, so I already have foundation on. We're gonna move just straight into the eyes. So I'm just gonna fill in my brows first, those sparse areas. I'm using this pencil by Tom Ford that's so nice. I feel like I've been doing a lot of 90s looks over the past year. I'm always drawn to those 90s looks, and I've been doing a lot of these recreations, so I don't know, I feel like kind of gotten it down finally. And I have stuff in my teeth. This is a very impromptu, if you can't tell. Yeah, my boobs don't show in this. I'm wearing a little like corset top. I've been having so much fun with this like TikTok trend of like what you would wear front row at the fashion shows, but I'm doing like my 90s twist on it since I already had a lot of those things made. So I'm doing Moschino, and yeah, I'm just gonna have my makeup the same for everything, but obviously we want to do it like super 90s. If you guys love 90s types of eyes, I feel like they do tend to lean more cool tone, but this is like perfect because it has a little bit of like the mid-tones as well, like just neutral. So this palette is so bomb. It's by ColourPop and it's called Stone Cold Fox. Like, look at these, you guys. Literally everything under the rainbow that you can dream of. I haven't even touched everything yet. Shout out to ColourPop for another amazing palette. So first, I like to grab a dense brush, something like this. These are by Luxie. And I'm gonna pack on this color called Trip, which is, I guess, one of the lighter shades that they have. I tend to mix these two, but first, let's just do this one. I'm gonna pack it on the lid. Basically, the 90s eye is just like a little bit cut creasy, but not as defined, I would say. It's like super great for the 90s eye. It's very stark. Then I'm gonna take Costa Riche. You know, Costa Riche goes hard. It's just so good. This is by MAC. Ooh, I feel my skin kind of dry. I use this new primer that I'm not like super into, but I'm just gonna apply that, kind of stretch my eye a little bit just so that it goes on smoother. These eyelids are getting old, girl. And also just push it. You can be pretty messy with it, and I like to apply it right underneath as well. Smoke it out. So this is what should be a clean brush, but maybe has a little bit of residue from the last time I used it. And it's just gonna give us like a better lasting power. I just like to have a little bit of that depth here on the outer corner. It gives me a little bit of a shape. But then we're gonna go into the color that's called Cult Classic, which is this one here, and then I mix a little bit of this just because I do like the way my eyes look with a little bit of a warm tone right on top of that liner we just smoked out, and then also right in the crease like that. Quarry Days, which is this one here, it's like a mid-tone brown, and just helps smoke it out just so everything kind of blends seamlessly and we have a few layers of color, of dimension. Take Cult Classic again. Just keep piling on. When I was younger, and even when I first started on YouTube, I always used like very few brushes. And then I got invited to a Makeup by Mario class with Laura Mercier. It was like one of the first like big events I think I attended actually. And I saw him use so many different brushes, and I'm like, oh wow. It really does make a difference in like what you use, which totally makes sense, you know? Just cleaning it up again with the same colored Trip, just so that is like very stark and blending. Just take your time here. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this eye, and then we can move on to the rest of the face. You know what? I forgot to do this liner like this. I like that way that looks. All the way across the eye. Use that little pencil again and smoke it. Like, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I do that part? I forgot. I'm so like frazzled today. The shade Ghost Town, which is another mid-tone brown. I just love all the colors in here, you guys. I'm gonna go right on top. It's a little bit deeper than the other one I was using. And then the finishing little touch. I usually wouldn't do this, but because I do want it to be super 90s. The really tiny brush, I'm gonna use the same Trip, the one that we had put here, and I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of Luxe, which is this really, really light vanilla. Go right here, you know, that 90s look. And I also want to take that same Luxe color and just put it right here, just to brighten up the eye. Okay, so that's pretty much the eye, and then I'm just gonna do the tiniest, oops, the tiniest, thinnest little cat eye. This is from, I think, MAC again, actually. Yeah, just like a liquid liner. And I'm just gonna go here, just to lift the eye a tad. Just ever so slightly. And this one's a really nice one to do that with because it is so thin. So I look straight on and then just try to match them in that way. And then you can turn to the side and then like perfect. Damn, why is eyeliner so hard? Doesn't this one look like thicker? This one looks like a freaking penguin's head, doesn't it? Like, once we mix it with mascara or if you put on falsies, it'll totally work itself out. I'm just gonna brighten up under my eyes. I've been really liking this to brighten my eyes. This is from Laura Mercier. Skin feels kind of dry though. I think it was that primer. And you can use the other side as well to camouflage. I have like a few little blemishes there. I'll just like push that into the skin. A straight line down the nose. Kind of contour, and I'm going to be using this guy by Revlon. God, how long have I had this, you guys? And I'm just gonna contour some cheekbones, blend it out. I'm actually gonna use this one. I love this brush so much by e.l.f. I like to go back and forth between the brush and the sponge because I feel like the sponge kind of helps me take off product if I feel like I went in too much. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this again, this quarterly color, which is kind of like the warmest one in the palette, and just softly blend everything. Put some bronzer now, just to layer on top of the contour. This is the one by Gucci. I actually got these new blushes that I want to try from Laura Mercier. Let me grab them. I really, really, really love their blushes. This formula is so good. So they came out with new colors. This is the Blush Color Infusion, and it just, even though they're powder, it just kind of, you know, it doesn't like sit on the skin like some powders do. And I'm just gonna take that. Look at this pretty shade. This is called Guava. I'm just gonna apply it right up in here. It's such a soft, soft color that I felt like it was kind of perfect for these because I feel like 90s, I don't really think of much blush, to be honest. So I feel like this is so pretty. I'm gonna use this Bambi mascara. So kind of like to keep everything pulling up. And I think I forgot to tell you guys, but the foundation that I used today was the one by Rare Beauty. And then I had also used a little bit of Laura Mercier concealer, but you guys saw me use more Laura Mercier concealer. The other one that I used was their Profusion, which I love. So there is our little 90s eye. If you feel like your eyes are looking a little bit too closed, like I feel like mine right now kind of are, I'm gonna go back into Luxe and Trip. These first two, okay? 1, 2. Just kind of open it up here. It really makes a difference. Okay. This reminds me of like the infomercials that I used to watch. This like makeup, what was it? I'm gonna try to remember, and I'm gonna put a thing right here and tell me if you remember that, because I would just watch those infomercials like, I need to learn all this makeup. Okay, I was trying to find a photo to show you, and I just went down a YouTube black hole and also unlocked several memories. Who remembers Alexis Vogel? I wanted this system so bad. She was like the first person to ever do makeup tutorials. I'm gonna say that, like video tutorials. This is obviously way before YouTube. So we got to put some respect on her name because I'm basically here doing that, living my Alexis Vogel life. And she worked with Pam Anderson, so I feel like that's why like this look just screams Alexis Vogel. So shout out.
The Alexis Vogel system is a huge breakthrough.
Let's move on to the lip. I love this freaking lip pencil. You can get it at Target. It's by Mented. And this one is in the shade Dope. And I'm just like right on the outline of my lip. I'm not like overlining it. I'm just going right on the line. My lips are always so chapped. I need to get that together. Something like that. And then with this pencil, this is by ColourPop and it's called So Happy. It's just a little bit lighter. Fill the rest in like this. I usually use another one by Mented, but for some reason I can't find it. Oh, I should check my purse actually. And then we're gonna throw on this Milani Keep It Full lip gloss, and this is in the shade Champagne. Mixing them all together. Okay, so I'm gonna use the Hourglass Soft Focus Finishing Spray. I should have done this before mascara, but let's do it. And one little step that I like to do, just to like a little ode to Cindy Crawford. I'm gonna go in here actually too. There we go. Now I'm like, something's missing. Okay, that just finished everything up. Ow. You know, your hair gets like caught. Oh my god, I just got the chills. If you guys are interested in like hair tutorials, 90s blowouts, all of that, I'm gonna have them all linked down below because I have a few of those. And I'm about to film my What I Wore to the Front Rows part 2. So definitely check that out if you're curious what the outfits are like. You can find them on my TikTok and my Instagram, which I will have linked in the description box. I can't wait for YouTube Shorts to like fully roll out. If you see some videos from me, by the way, that are like very small and you're like, bitch, we already saw this, it's because I'm testing out Shorts. So my apologies in advance, but it's just something, you know, we're always trying to fight the algorithm over here, creators. So I hope you guys are really understanding of that. I'm not trying to spam you at all. Anyways, I love you so much. Ciao.